Whoa! Look at this. A little guy, a little sci-fi guy. Little freaking power armor here. He is from the Alternate Stars line of miniatures. From Alternative Armies, I think is the website. I forget. But he was sent to me by Subjective Hobby on Instagram, who sent me like a super nice care package months and months and months ago. And I'm finally getting around to painting this miniature. But I thought he would be like an awesome kind of big bad for a Rogue Trader army, or just like a just guy in power armor, because that is a cool thing that could happen back then. So I love like I love how his arms are just like uselessly just like pulled in to his torso, like tiny little crab arms, like the little arms that just kind of feed the crab like its mouth, not its actual pinchers. So yeah, but then you've got the big like mech claw, and then the flamer hand, which it's pretty imposing. It's a pretty cool sculpt. I really like it. And I'm gonna paint him in my classic yellow armor scheme, because a lot of people have asked me over the years how I paint yellow armor for everything from other trash looking guys in power armor like this, like conversions, to the Lamenters I've painted over the years, and Imperial Fists, and blah blah blah. The bespoke Planet Piss Imperial Guardsmen. So I just love painting yellow. I think yellow is a super fun color to paint. So you saw some of the yellows I'm going to be using in the video, just building up, from darks to lights on the yellows, and then adding, mixing them together for mid-tones, and adding white to really have them, peak with the highlights. But I thought the crab claw would look cool as just like a really kind of classic like Rogue Trader, or like second edition like orc, like Commissar Yarrick, claw. I get like that orc power fist kind of vibe. So I think that's cool. And here we are, the black wash here. I mean, it looks atrocious, right? Like the model looks awful with the black wash all over it. But I think it's a very important step to have it as a base there to build up the yellow, so you have like that it's the beginning of the grunge underneath the yellow, because this is not going to be a pristine yellow. This is going to be well, it might look almost pristine now. It's going to be really yucky, and I want it to evolve over the painting process here with this guy. Yeah, I don't know, I just like painting yellow. It's it's actually pretty freaking cool to paint yellow, actually. So put that in your pipe and smoke it, all you cool guys out there who don't like to paint yellow, because it's actually pretty cool, actually. So anyway, yeah, I'm working on the skin tones now. I did black. So earlier I started doing the yellow, and then I realized I should go back and do all like the black on the model, and then I went back and finished the yellow. But the skin on this guy, I didn't really know what to do for the skin tone, because I mean, I just defaulted back to one of my classic bullshit, just very pale skin tones with, irritated red and purple and whatever. I mean, it looks cool. I really like how it happened. I really shouldn't call it bullshit, because I really am. This is like I'm very happy with this skin tone, but I do find myself falling back on it a lot. But I keep having to like reteach myself how to paint this skin tone. I saw a model I painted for Golden Demon a couple years, like 4 years ago or 3 years ago, I don't know, and I got commended for, and like I looked at the face of it and I was like, holy crap, this is really good. Like, I haven't painted a face that good in so long. So then I use like a method of pale skin, so I'm getting back into that with this guy, but it's definitely a different paint recipe, but he comes out okay. Throw in a little bit of yellow wash, whatever wash Games Workshop had 5 years ago when I probably bought this, is the yellow wash that I'm using. So that's as good as I can get without running upstairs and looking at the color, but I trust anyone to figure that out. You can see the yellow, it still looks pretty pristine. I'm blocking in the black parts of his, I'll call them real arms. I think the miniature, the small, like his arms, the ones, the pink arms there, are supposed to be also like metal. Like I think they are supposed to be like little like metal crab army type things for the exosuit, or maybe he's like so much of a cybernetic enhanced dude that he doesn't even have real limbs anymore. Maybe this isn't a suit. This is like literally his body now. But that's the idea. But I really do like the idea that he has this insanely like extreme exosuit, and then he has like his little shitty arms also exposed. But I painted that because there are some like greebles on each arm that look like they could be like anything, any cyberpunky kind of vibe or like input. Like the space, the classic Warhammer Space Marine like tube insert here thing. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but anyway, so yeah, I wanted to paint his arms. Well, because I think it contrasts really nicely with the yellow armor to have like these two weak little wimpy arms hanging out, absolutely useless. But I don't know. I think it looks cool. I think it looks good. It would be fine if his head was the only flesh, but I think the arms and the head make it look like more of a dude wearing a suit rather than a dude grafted to a metal body that like has one organ left. It's like he has his heart and his face, and that's what's left of this guy, which is very Warhammer, but not the vibe I was going for this guy. But I think it's coming out pretty fun so far. We're going to add some shade to his face that I've been talking over this whole time, but I've been painting his face. Just adding some shade into the recesses of his eyes. It helps with these skin tones especially, just like make them look even more sickly. And I put like that, was it dark something? It's just a dark blue shade. I put that in the recesses of the skin in various places, kind of intentionally in different places, and it definitely helps them look just more gaunt and sickly for this like super pale skin tone. And then when I eventually highlight again, it just helps it look even more gaunt. And then I'll eventually, right now I'm adding like a red wash to the edges of where the skin meets the metal. So like to say like, if it is like fused to him or if it's like grafted to him in some way, I want it to look like irritated. And then I'll actually go back later with like a blood effect paint and make it look even more irritated. Yeah, but here's where this is where the miniature, like whenever I'm painting a miniature, this is where it always starts to look cool for me, is like when I have the face halfway done, I can start to see the caricature of the miniature come out, and really appreciate like the sculptor's work on these faces, because even the goofy faces, like this is a pretty goofy face, and, like it really does beckon back to the late 80s, to like a Rogue Trader, Jess Goodwin, Bob Ollie kind of like era of early miniatures like that. But it's like really quaint, like it's very fun to paint miniatures like that. That's why I always go back to that time period for my miniatures, and like I collect them and stuff, is because like there's so much character and they're just fun to paint. Like it's, as much as I love the plastic Cadians from 25 years ago, all those heads kind of do get redundant after a while. So like just as an example, and every single Eldar and Space Marine and Imperial Soldier and stuff had pretty unique features and different heads. So this guy is nostalgic in that sense, and he's just super fun to paint, and he's got a lot of simple features and a lot of nice flat open space on his back there and his legs and stuff, so you could use a lot of fun freehand if you wanted to, but he's just not overburdened with extreme detail. And I really do appreciate that on miniatures like this, where it is like such a distinct pose and like purposeful character. You can just see what the sculptor was thinking when they were making this. And I don't know who sculpted this, actually. I have no idea. I tried to look it up on their website, and I don't think I found any sculptor information. So if anybody knows, let me know. Tell me in the comments if you know who sculpted this miniature. Thank you. Thank you so much. And then there's a cool cord here that I was just going to paint blue, and then I decided to maybe paint stripy blue, so I'm painting it white. I'll paint some little blue stripes on it, but not before I highlight the metal cords going into his neck again. This is probably like the 3rd out of 4 times I'm going to be focusing on those metal neck cords, because I just need them to pop, apparently. Classic highlight for the base. All my Rogue Trader guys have the same base. Most of them have black rims. Some of them have a brown rim. Just depends what faction they're in. If they're like pirates, or if they're kind of not an army mini, I guess that if that makes sense, they have black rims. And if they are an army miniature, like my squats, for example, they have brown rims. I don't know if that's true for all of them. I should probably look again, but I think when I finally get to getting like the bulk of my Imperial Army guys painted, they'll probably have black rims too, just because I prefer black rims. I know a lot of people are going to get upset. I'm going to get thousands of comments about not painting the bases goblin green with green rims, but guess what? Not everyone did that, and I don't think that is the coolest look. I think this like sand is the coolest look. But you could actually fight me on that in real life, or just like break my miniatures in front of me, and I think that would probably teach me a lesson. And then I'll paint them goblin green, because I'll finally see my error in my ways. But until then, they're getting this treatment. So anyway, so the cord is done for now. Going back and highlighting yellow again, and that's because now that I've sponged on like the chips and like the damage to the armor, and kind of painted in with a nice little detail brush some very specific chips and like connected some of them. Now I'm going in with my highest highlight, and I'm going around a lot of those chips, and then some just like open areas, and then like I'm making it look like it is the edge of the chip. Does that make sense? I don't know. The edge of the chip, like just making sure that it's highlight. I don't know, highlighted. It's just a highlight. I don't know. Like it's just like this is how I do little chippies, showing that armor looks bad and has been used and abused. And it's a pretty good result, I think, in general. Having that really, really high highlight next to the darkest tone really helps it pop. It's the same thing for like doing like a gouge or like a scratch on like a shield. You do like a dark, thin line, and then you do like a really bright highlight of like the shield color next to it, and it really, that's, maybe I'll do a shield like a Bretonnian guy at some point and paint that on my channel. But we're not talking about Bretonnians now. We're talking about guys in power armor. So you can see he is getting very close to the end. I decided to paint his little what I'm going to call bionic ears. I painted his little bionic ears yellow as well. It helps frame his face, I think, and gives a little visual diversity, breaks up the black shroud around his face, and helps incorporate it into the rest of the miniature. And we're getting there. We're getting there. What am I even doing here? Oh, okay, yeah, this is what I was talking about earlier. I'm taking Blood for the Blood God, which is my favorite Games Workshop technical paint, and I'm just going like really. Well, you'll see I mess up pretty badly here, and I have panic, and I have to like wipe away most of it. But the intention is to do it really close to where like the flesh meets the metal. So if it was grafted, or even if it's like a temporary thing where like the suit just kind of like squeezes and like injects into like his nervous system to work, I wanted it to look a little bloody and really irritated around where the flesh meets the metal. I think that is a awful, gruesome thing, and it's really scary to me to think about that kind of stuff. Like metal and skin melding has always been just like so disgusting. I think it's because I probably like Terminator is the reason why that is so like burned into my mind. But when the Terminator starts to like cut his arm open and like reveal his like metal hand, oh dude, it's so sick. So that's what I think about. And then we're doing a little bit of metal here, just some highlights and like very, edge highlights, and just not going crazy with, not slopping it all over the place, just letting it touch again. And here I am, just going absolutely nuts on his neck again. I couldn't keep myself from highlighting his neck one more time. I don't think it needed, in hindsight, I don't think it needed the metal highlight. I think it looked pretty fine. Also, so I'm using like a microphone for the first time ever, because I decided that maybe that would be nice for people listening to my like not necessarily great voice. But now I'm realizing that I don't know what it sounds like, because I haven't listened back to most of this. So this could be really rough, and the sound quality could be all over the place, and I could be way down here, and I could maybe talk, or it could be like right in my mouth like this. I have not been keeping track of the levels, so we'll see if this audio even makes it in the video, or if this video even comes out, because if I ruin the audio, I probably won't put it out. But if you're hearing this, I guess I put it out. And I just painted his eyes, well, the whites of his eyes, and then I kind of messed one up, so I'm gonna go back and forth and mess it up and fix it, mess it up and fix it a few more times, maybe on or off camera, I forget. I think, yeah, then I put some more dark blue wash, kind of fix, like, cloak my mistakes, and it came out okay in the end. I think it was fine before I started messing it up again. But yeah, this is it's really fun. I like it a lot. Gonna do some final highlights here to his face and his eyes, and use my trusty Micron, my 005, to do his actual pupils. And they're not too wonky, and they're not too silly, and it looks totally serviceable. So yeah, I love painting yellow armor. I think you can paint it very serviceably with this kind of method. You know, it's not scary. You just have to have the right base coat, either just white or zenithal. That's what I found, at least. And it's super fun. You can paint it clean like this, or you can go super dingy and like battle hardened, or like neglected. Like this guy's looks pretty neglected. Look at his useless arms. I love this miniature. Jeez Louise. And yeah, I'm going to throw a little grass tuft on him because there was one next to me and I didn't want to let it go to waste or get lost. So looks better in the back there. There he is. That's our guy. Our shambling, useless armed, pale skin freak. There he is. What a cool model, though. Wow. Yeah, I'm pretty stoked on this. For, you know, an hour or whatever, this was a lot of fun. There he is with his black background, because I can't not do that. But yeah, thanks again, Subjective Hobby, for giving me this guy. He's fucking awesome. He's awesome. This is awesome. I love toys.